Now, this is side 2 of the tape. It's the continuation of the dedication banquet and the ceremonies on the ice surface the night of the dedication of the new Winter Sports Center at UND. There's a lot of faces that I remember from the great hockey days of 1947 and shortly after World War II, but I'm looking forward to that opportunity. I guess I cut my teeth on hockey as a result of becoming a close personal friend of Cliff Fido Purpur's, and he taught me how to the fine points of the game of hockey, and I've never forgotten that or the great friendship that Cliff and the rest of you people offered to me when I first started broadcasting. Frankly, we didn't play much hockey up in Hoople, and so I had to really come down here to get an education. And it was one of the more pleasant things that's ever happened to me. The new rink is really great, and I just hope that the people who come along now appreciate the work and the sacrifice and the dedication and the good times that some of you people shared with me over those years. Thanks very much. Well, with Jack's comments, I suppose very likely we're about ready to break up the gathering.
It's getting pretty close, you know. Jack French was, Bob Buston speaking now, but Jack French, I think his first hockey game was in Toledo in 1948, Dwayne. He followed the Grand Forks Shamrocks out there, and I think that was his first hockey game, but he was the voice of the Sioux for many, many years, dedicated in all sports at the University of North Dakota.
And of course, I think a brand new generation of University of North Dakota Sioux hockey is now underway. The new arena definitely is kind of putting it all together for us, where we're going to be able to enjoy a lot more on the line of hockey. It's a couple other people floating by here you might want to talk to.
Well, we'll see if we can catch. But first, Pete Ullman, one of the great ones, one of the referees out of Winnipeg, he and Jack McKee. Jack McKee didn't show up yet today, but Pete, it's great to see you here, and maybe you give us a little of your background now, since I know Bill Julison was asking about you the other day, Pete.
Well, I'm kind of disappointed that Jack's not here. He's probably got waylaid somewhere, and more than likely he'll be around tonight.
Well, there'll be great festivities out at the Westward Ho, but you've got to get out and see our new facility. Maybe this afternoon we can sneak over, but tonight at the Westward Ho, Pete, I know that you're interested in a lot of these kids. You and I were reminiscing here over our dinner, and a lot of the old hockey players, they've come and gone. A lot of them have passed away, Pete, but the history is there, and the old barn is gone by the wayside.
Yes, it sure has, and I'm kind of sorry to see it go. It's kind of like an arrow that's just floated away from you.
Well, I know, Pete, too, that I remember the old long underwear they used to have, and even gloves, and the tape on the whistles, and corks freezing up in those whistles. I know a lot of times you'd put the effort into blowing that whistle and never show up.
Well, we'd holler at you if we didn't. We used to kind of yell if we stop or something. The other fellow would blow the whistle.
Put the old hand up. Well, it's nice to see you, Pete, and it's great to have you come back here for this great festivities today.
Well, thank you a lot.
You know, we have another guest, too, here, hockey fans, before we wrap this up in our Schmidt Blue Line Hockey Show, but Dr. Bobby Krumholtz. You know, Bob, I haven't got a chance to talk to you. It's great to see you. You're looking great, Bob.
Great to be back. It's a great day for the university.
It's a great one, too, Bobby. You're down in Hopkins, Minnesota now, in the dentistry end of the field. Austin, Minnesota.
Right.
Well, they've got hockey going down there now, haven't they?
Just getting it started.
Good.
It's going to take them about 10 years, and they'll be right up there with everybody else.
Good. That's going to fill in that Region 3, I think it is,
Right.
that they get away from that. But, Bobby, you're originally from Hallock up there. Do you ever get back that way?
Yes, I do. Once or twice a year.
Good, Bobby.
Yep.
And your family?
Fine. I have 2 children, one boy in college and another one in high school.
Oh, boy, did we get along. They're fine. And, well, Bobby, it's been a pleasure to have you back this afternoon. What years did you play, Bob?
1947 through 51.
Gee whiz, yeah, that seems to be quite some time ago. You were in that original gang that came back in that 47 and that trip to 25. Well, it's nice to see you, Bobby Krumholtz.
See you, Vince.
Okay. Well, hockey fans, I think, Bobby, come here. We're just swinging around the table here as the gang is breaking up out here at the Prairie Ballroom at the University of North Dakota. But we stop and see Bobby Murray, too, from Warroad, Minnesota, one of the old goalkeepers at the University of North Dakota in amateur ranks. Sivvy, I see you got yourself a new pair of glasses now, and you're looking to be about the same fighting weight as you were when you were playing.
Just about, but now I can see. That's about the only difference.
I put on a pound or two, just the same as everybody else these days, I guess.
And the family too, Bobby. Have you got any boys?
We got 4 non-skaters.
Non-skaters.
Where we live, they don't make ice.
Well, you're out now where?
In Missoula, Montana.
In the Weather Bureau of the United States government.
Yeah, right.
Well, and Julie, I just saw Julie. I haven't had a chance to visit with her dear wife. Her family is still here in town.
Right. Cliff and Scully, they still retired now, but living in a local, seeing a few hockey games now and then.
Hey, Jimmy, we'd like to slip over and see Jimmy Medved. Come here a minute. See, I'm sorry to interrupt you there when you're visiting, Jimmy, but great to have you back. I know some of the old gang around here. I know Bill Julison was asking about you the other day, but Jimmy Medved, one of the great ones at the University of North Dakota in amateur circles in Crookston. Nice to see you. Got a little thin on top, though, Jim.
That's right. Getting old, is he?
Well, what years was it back in here now for you, Jimmy, when you came in with Don Norman, I think, in that era?
It was the original one. It was 47, 8, and 9. Winners of 47, 8, 9, and 50. Original group back there.
Yeah, well, what do you think of our new rink, Jim?
Oh, that's tremendous. One of the
There's a lot of tape in that dressing room now. You know, there's no more hanging around looking for that used tape. You go down, they just run her off that roll now.
There's a lot of tape on my head, Itzy, from you. I'll tell you that.
Oh, Jimmy, nice to see you.
You bet, Itzy.
We get maybe one of the McKinnons over too, Danny and Paul McKinnon from that 48, 49 teams. We've had a lot of fun. Jimmy, you're in California now.
Yeah, I'm out in Los Angeles there.
Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Did you see any hockey?
No, I haven't seen much. They're not doing much out there. Not very good anyway, but here's Big Dan.
Danny McKinnon, too, from Warroad, Minnesota. I think you're still with Marvin Lumber Company. Danny, great to see you and Kel back. You don't get down this way. In fact, last night I saw Paulie come up and put his arm around me, and I had to look twice to find out who it was.
Which one it was, eh? What are you doing, telling everybody how you hit Jim over the head with that stick that time? Only 3 stitches.
Yeah, it wasn't bad, though. I lost my balance on that one, Danny. We've had a lot of fun together visiting with hockey here this afternoon. That ought to be a great game tonight. Did you get in to take that one last night?
I sure did, yes. I saw it. I was quite impressed with the Sioux. They played a tremendous game, I thought. I know a lot of the kids on both the Sioux team, of course, and also on the Minnesota team, and I was really surprised that the Sioux skated as well as they did.
Yeah, well, you've got a little one coming too in Warroad now, haven't you? The McKinnons are still rolling up a Warroad. They gave that Grand Forks Central a lesson last night up there 4-0.
Yeah, I didn't have one on the team last night. My son graduated last year. He's playing with the Laker team up there. He's one of these young boys that I feel is going to develop late hits, and I'm giving him a year's experience in Warroad, and he'll get 40 games with the Lakers, and I think by the end of the season, some college coach is going to be taking a look at him.
Good, Danny. Real nice to see you today out here at the University of North Dakota, and we hope to see you maybe tonight after that hockey game. There's going to be a smoker at the Westward Home. We hope all the lettermen get together.
I'm sure I'll see you there, Itz. Thank you.
Okay, Danny. Nice to see you. Well, Dwayne, I think that's going to about wrap her up out here at the University of North Dakota Prairie Ballroom, where you got to see some of the gang. They're out visiting here in the area, and Dwayne, it's been quite an afternoon.
Definitely. I know Bob will have quite an afternoon ahead of him, too, back there at the studio. I hope he's got it all on tape, because there are some gems here that we'll have to put in the vault and save for a long time. We'll be back on the air at 7:15 tonight with the pregame show, and then at 7:30, 7:35 around in there, the dedication. It's maybe you can make it up out of that penalty box to chat with us a little bit tonight between one of the periods. Last night was a wild night.
Well, I'm sure we weren't too busy down there, but a lot of things going. And Dwayne, I hope they have they'll have the full house tonight. But you people, don't forget now, if you don't get out to that game, be sure to tune KRAD 1590, and we're going to bring all of those things to you from about 7:15 on.
And that goes good to listening to us and watching it on TV. It'll be in color on Channel 4, so we'll do the play-by-play for you. Let them give you the picture.
It'll be a great night tonight. So hockey fans, this is one of the great days of University of North Dakota and athletics. I'm sure that everybody was honored out here today. But tonight, let's hope the Sioux can come through with a big victory.
Be a great thing to have a weekend sweep. Well, that does it from the University of North Dakota. On behalf of Jack French, Itz Williams, I'm Dwayne Sandin, KRAD Radio Sports, bidding you a pleasant good afternoon to all good sports.
Hockey fans, we are here tonight to dedicate a building that has been the dream of many, many people for the last 10 years. It's been a long struggle to attain this dream, but we now have it. At this time, I want to take the opportunity of thanking quite a few people who made this possible. First of all, if it hadn't been for our past President Starcher and our present President Clifford, we wouldn't have got to first base because they stood behind us. Then the Board of Higher Education stuck its neck out a little bit, and they really did, and said, go ahead. And then the legislature made it possible by passing enabling legislation so we could raise the money and build the building. Certainly the students are to be thanked. They provided $800,000 of the $2 million, and Randy Renfrant, who is not here now, was the chairman, did a great job, plus the help from many others. The faculty pitched in and did a great job under the direction of Walt Kalipek, raised a lot of money for us. The alumni outside of Grand Forks, the Grand Forks alumni cooperated with the community, but those outside of Grand Forks raised another large sum of money through the efforts of Lloyd Stone and Earl Strinden, our alumni directors. And Jack Stewart, one of our illustrious alums, put in almost $100,000, so Jack is to be thanked personally for this. The community of Grand Forks has been wonderful. We raised about $460,000, and John O'Keefe, who I will introduce in just a minute, was the spearhead for this drive with the help of several other people, many other people I should say, and they did just a marvelous job. And Tom Flanders of the university helped run our business office so we could do the job better. We want to thank everyone in the community of Grand Forks for the marvelous support that we have got in the past and that we are getting all the time, every day. Last, I do want to mention that we had two special gifts. Many of you listened to Doug Tegmeyer for many years, who was #1 sportscaster in North Dakota 5 straight years, followed all our hockey. He died. A fund was raised, and Mrs. Tegmeyer has deemed that it should go toward equipping our press box. So we're happy that this came about. And then, for many years, Dr. Ralph Lee was our team physician, a labor of love. He died not too long ago. His 3 doctor sons and his widow have contributed a large sum of money to equipping our training room, which without a question is the best equipped and the nicest training room for hockey in the United States. I would like to mention the names of many people who contributed thousands of dollars, but I just can't go any further. I want every one of you to know that we are sincerely appreciative of all of your help and the fine spirit that you have shown in the use of this building. Before I introduce the next speaker, I want to call your attention to the flag on this end. This flag was recently put up. It was sent to us through the courtesy of Senator Quentin Burdick. This flag has flown over the Capitol of the United States of America. Now, I would like to call on President Thomas Clifford.
Thank you. Mr. Marty, hockey fans,
It's a privilege for me to participate in this dedication ceremony tonight. The Winter Sports Arena will be important to the academic and intercollegiate programs of the University of North Dakota for a long time. This structure, with its simple beauty and clean design and solid permanence, is a tribute to those who have worked so hard to make it possible. With the financial help from the students and the alumni and the friends of the university, with the administrative support of the Board of Higher Education and the legislature, it was possible to erect this magnificent structure. In the years ahead, it will make significant contributions to the progress of our great university. We are privileged to have with us tonight from Sarasota, Florida, our past president, Dr. George Starcher.
Thank you, students and hockey fans, for your kind greeting. In return, I bring you greetings from Mrs. Starcher and from myself. This evening, or this afternoon, I walked past the old Winter Sports Building, standing proud, silent, in a kind of quiet salute to the new facility. And I recall 1954 when I came to North Dakota, how the university had just got artificial ice, and everyone assured me that is the final, that's the end. From now on we have it made. We can have ice in the summertime if we want it. And now I see this. As a result of a community groundswell of determination that stirred so many to leave as their gift to the university each a bit of this new facility, a monument to ideals that you cherish, which makes the university a greater place than it was. I'm reminded, if you pardon me, of the farmer who had a hog who was weighed at the market, and he weighed 847 pounds. The farmer said he weighed more than he thought he would, but he thought he would. And as I came into this facility last night, it looked so much grander and bigger and better than I thought it would, but then I guess I thought it would. So the university and hockey move on together to greater things. And I'm very grateful to all of you. And you can be assured I'm very proud and happy. This building is not just walls and a roof. Frank Lloyd Wright once said that an architect builds space. Then, late in life, he found out that an old Chinese philosopher had said the same thing, so he said, well, he said it, but we build it. Somehow, I think this building exemplifies that idea. Here, space has been built. Flat space down here, space for you up there. This building, then, is a tremendous idea of a building of space that has an integrity and a soul of its own, an invitation to a kind of action that goes on here. It's a building that projects feeling and adds meaning to life. Here we shall see many new joys of victory and perhaps the occasional disappointments that come. And if we can find a meaning here, if we can feel what this building represents, we can understand the combining of the spirit of this student body, which was a leading and guiding and pressure spirit almost in the beginning and all through the development of this building, along with the community determination. If we can learn the lesson that courage pays, then this building is more than just a space for hockey. This building was an adventure. in financing, in design, and in the bold assertion that good intercollegiate athletics will continue to be, for a long, long time to come, an integral, important, and exciting part of the life of this university. I'd like to congratulate all of you for your obvious support, which brought this into being, and thank you.
Next, I would like to call on Mr. Alan Hossauer, who represents the Board of Higher Education. Alan, by the way, is a former UND letterman. Mr. Hossauer.
President Clifford, Mr. Marty, distinguished guests, and friends of the university. I'd like to introduce an ex-board member and a great friend of the university, Fred Orth. Would you stand up and take a bow? He had a lot to do with and another member of the Board of Higher Education, Bud Sinner. Right in back of me. And Dr. Painter from Grand Forks. It is my privilege to represent the State Board of Higher Education at this dedication to the program. Event that further signifies the continuous progress our university continues to make. We will realize the many years of frustration and adverse conditions under which the hockey program existed for so many years. Now that the dream has come true, it has become a reality because men and women with foresight and ingenuity couple their dreams and ability with hard cash and hard work. What we dedicate tonight is dedicated of the achievements of many people. Especially do we want to pay special tribute to coaches and players who have performed well over the years. Through their leadership and playability, a tremendous record has been established to fans' interest kindled. No doubt the coach and the president of the hockey team will carry out the fine tradition that has become a part of the student athletics. The hockey program has given the university significant national athletic prominence, and its so doing has improved the stature of the entire state. And now that we have one of the finest facilities in the country, we can be justly proud and look forward to continual success in this sport. We of the State Board of Higher Education understand and appreciate the financial effort that has been made by the individuals and businessmen. We are also mindful also of the students' participation and that $1.9 million was raised for this facility. So we are proud and pleased, and thank you for exceedingly well done, a job well done, a trademark for the University of North Dakota.
We were to have Mr. Wesley Christopherson, President of the Alumni Association from Illinois, but Wes had to go back home because of some problems, so J. Lloyd Stone, our Alumni Director, will represent the association.
As I meet with alumni over the country, they express pride in our campus, in our program, in our faculty, and our student body. And now they're happy to know of this great facility which is being dedicated tonight. I have two short messages to read. First, from Weston Christopherson of Lake Forest, Illinois, President of the Alumni Board. He said, on behalf of the Alumni Board of Directors, we salute President Clifford, the students, and all UND hockey boosters for another fine addition to an already magnificent campus. We are proud and offer our continuing support. And the second telegram came from Jack Stewart, the man who is responsible for the building of the University Stadium and who contributed $100,000 toward this project. He said, "Lloyd, please greet my North Dakota friends and tell them we feel our university is continuing as #1 in the nation among small universities. We will be awaiting news of another great Sioux victory tonight. You can't hold back our Nodax."
Next, I would like to call on Bill DeBrito, President of our Student Senate, who will speak to us representing the students. Bill?
Hockey fans, this is the third opportunity I have had as student body president to address an audience at a formal ceremony marking an historic event at the University of North Dakota. At the first two ceremonies, I have tried to stress 2 points. First, the non-academic aspects of a university education as it pertains to personal development and intellectual growth of its students. Certainly, anyone who has seen an avid hockey fan in action would wonder if there is any form of education going on in a hockey arena. The second point I have emphasized is the necessity of cooperation of all aspects of the university community in achieving its ultimate goals. Although one might question whether an indoor hockey arena of this magnitude is consistent with the goals of the university, this building will certainly be used and is appreciated by all concerned. The amount of cooperation between the students, faculty, administration, alumni, Grand Forks community, and other friends of the university is quite apparent, especially if you consider that no state appropriated funds were included in the $2 million plus that went into the arena. This evening, several people have spoken to you expressing their thanks to the people that have made this arena possible. There is one group which I am especially reminded of, and although their individual contributions may have been small, their total contribution is significant of recognition. They did not ask or expect that a dormitory or classroom building be erected in their honor, or even a plaque be mounted bearing their name. All they asked was that they be allowed to sit down and watch their hockey team in action. Would the student body please rise and be recognized?
Well, with a mass of humanity, the student body as it is here at the University of North Dakota stands, and now here's Len Marty again.
We have just one more speaker, and before I introduce him, I would like to introduce a few fellows here who have given us a lot of help on the end. John O'Keefe, will you just step forward, John? Next, Mark Foss, the representative of the architects firm and a former letterman of UND. Mark. Over on this end, Mr. Hockey, who has contributed so much to hockey over the years, and without George Smith, I don't think you'd have the seats. George Smith. And last, our hockey coach, Rube Bjorkman. And now, let me call on John Noah, our first All-American hockey player, representing the old-timer hockey players. John?
Hockey fans, I'm very proud and privileged to represent a group of fellows who have helped make this arena possible. I'm speaking for players before 47 up to the present. We're here to honor Coach Rube Bjorkman, his very fine hockey team, and especially the 47 team and the former All-Americans and all hockey players. Will This is the 1947 hockey team. Will these members who are here, most of them are sitting to my left, will they please stand as I call their name for the benefit of you people and for the benefit of the TV audience and the radio? Will Bob Monroe please stand? Yeah. Pat McNamee, who was not recognized at the banquet, was on the 48. Pat, will you please stand? Bob Murray, goalie. Hold the applause, please. They cut my 15-minute speech down, so please hold the applause. Art Foreman from Grand Forks, goalie. Ann McKinnon, War Road. Paul McKinnon, native of War Road, defense. Cal Marvin, Jumpin' Joe Silovich. Jimmy Medved, Crookston. Bill Sullivan, Crookston. Dr. Bob Krumholtz, Hellock, Minnesota. Ted Wilson, formerly from War Road. Guinea Christian, Frisky Cole. The members who could not be here, who were part of the 47 team, George Dickinson, Jim Doyle, Tom Bjorn, and Buzz Johnson. I also have another person that I'd like to, who's representing her husband. Will Gene Johnson please stand up? There are two members of the original 47 team who are deceased. That's Coach Don Norman from Crookston and Prince Johnson. Now, the All-Americans who are at the game tonight, I hope I catch them all. Don Ross. Don? Reg, the beer baron from Minot, Morelli. Bill Reichard, Rochester. And Hank Slavin, who Rube wouldn't let come out of the cage. Now will all the former lettermen please stand? All.
Knowing the student body, most of them, I think, are about ready to stand up.
Before I pay my last thanks and regards, will Al Purpur please come out on the ice, please?
A standing ovation from the student body and all spectators here as Al Purpur goes out mid-ice. Of course, Al has been here at the University of North Dakota some 37 years as groundskeeper. Remember the days of pushing the old barrel of hot water around, flooding the ice surface.
Thank you. In behalf of Bill Reichart, fellow lettermen, we'd like to present you, Al, with this gift and a little present. Al was honored at the banquet today by the lettermen with a plaque, and it's well deserved. Congratulations, Al.
I would like to say it's been like Christmas today to me. I've gotten so many nice things. I've been honored at the luncheon. Now I get another grand thing from all my good friend hockey players that I helped work with, and I want to say thanks to everybody.
I won't be here 25 years from now, but I would like to pay special thanks to the Knicks group. Will all the students please rise, because I want to thank you on behalf of the lettermen for making this rink possible. Thank you, everyone. We'll retire the colors.
So once again, as they march the colors across the ice, the crowd comes back to their feet. And that will bring to a close the dedication ceremonies for the new Winter Sports Center. Of course, the first series played in here was back in November when Colorado College came in for the opening series. The color guard at mid-ice moving off into the Sioux player box. And the dignitaries following behind them. And even with the plastic rubber mat on the ice surface, it is a little bit slippery out there. We notice a couple people stepping rather lively and slipping a little bit, Wade.
I'm wondering if they don't have that rubber mat upside down, Dwayne. The grip part of it is up, and the smooth part is on the ice. It wouldn't help much that way.
Well, there we have it. The dedication of the arena. A couple of big fights coming on the back band. As soon as the ice surface is clear, we'll be set to go for hockey action here tonight at the University of North Dakota Winter Sports Building. The 1973s have a special meeting at Red River Motor Company, Ford and East Grand Forks. Already, the 1973s have taken the country by grab. Now you'll find the new generation pickups, the roomiest, most comfortable pickups ever. Famous twin I-beam independent front suspension remains a Ford exclusive. New wide track stability gives Ford pickups a steady stance. Excellent load handling ability. Inspect Ford new generation pickups at the Red River Motor Company, Ford in East Grand Forks, Minnesota.
Back here at the Winter Sports Arena, we're about ready to go. And the highlight of that pregame to me was introducing Ralph Purpur. How many things morning is I call to my throat? Is that one of them? Tremendous, at least a 2 minute ovation for Ralph Purpur. Well deserved.
Of course, Al, over the years, you go to that football stadium and see that football field. I don't think there's anyone in the country with a greater thumb, not the number one horticulturist in the country, can say that they have the art of making grass grow as it does on that football field. And the University of North Dakota, even in the days of the old barn, the best ice at the WCHA, and Al Purpur has been the reason why.
Looks like the guys here,
the come out.
Wayne, come out to practice during the week, and we'll have to play work. And you know, it is hard work practice. There's no one out here watching pitches. It's all by yourself. You know that they've got a reward coming. They can play 2 games. If you pull up about $5 or $6 in hands, and they'll be well rewarded. But at the same practice, you see Al Purpur, who resurfaced the ice, puts the nets where they should be. He works in the building 8 hours a day. It's his job. 8 hours. He works 10 and 14 hours. And what reward does Al Purpur have? He got it tonight, belatedly. And of course, Al, a very humble person. This afternoon at the luncheon, you could just see tears in his eyes. And over the years, of course, the hockey lettermen, the people that have worked so closely with Al, they've got to know him, and they all love him. There's nothing he hasn't done or wouldn't do if one of these kids asked him to do it. He's a great man, Dwayne. Well, we're getting set now for the introduction of the players. The Minnesota Gophers.
Good evening, everyone.
First.
Here is your starting lineup for tonight's game for the visiting University of Minnesota Gophers. The goalie, number 30, Doug Hastings. At defense, number 6, Les Auger. At defense, number 8, Dick Spanbauer.
There will be a correction. The starting goalie for Minnesota was announced as Doug Hastings. It will be Brad Sheldstead.
The center, number 11, Jim Gambucci. The left wing, number 24, Buzz Schneider.
They start the
And
same
right
way as
wing,
last
number
night, with the
14,
exception
John
of
Matschke.
Sheldstead, who replaces Hastings.
The Gophers are coached by Herb Brooks. And now introducing the University of North Dakota Fighting Sioux.
Could be a while before they get the Sioux introduced as the crowd comes back to their feet.
The goaltender, number 1, Dave Murphy. At defense, number 3, Bob Lawson. At defense, number 5, Alan Hankslaven. At center, number 7, Bobby Law. At left wing, number 20, Dennis Johnson. At right wing, number 17, Jerry Miller. The Sioux are coached by Ruben Bjorkman.
Of course, there's your lineup. They've had the playing of the national anthem.
Play hockey.
So the teams will gather around their goaltenders and will be set to go, and everybody getting out there on the blue line, ready for the